think he's inspired a lot of kids. For grassroots boxing gyms that were struggling to pay bills are now full because of people like Jake Paul. Yeah. And for women's boxing, he's done amazing. It's women's rights to stand up and fight for equal right, and Jake's a pioneer of that. So he's done well on those two fronts.
Let's go. Whole card stacked next Friday. Let's fucking get it. Whole card, movies. Come on. Stop playing, people. Look at this.
Great.
Look at this. Come on.
Perfect. Thanks, guys. And I'm proud of
I don't dislike Jake Paul. I'm just a competitor, and we could talk about the fight, what he learned, what I learned. And as I said, and I stand on it, I think there's room for us to do some good business because we're crossing over from USA to the UK. We're here to take over, not take part. And I have to go in there, stomp all over him, inflict pain, and land that right hand that he says is my only weapon. I know the energy in that building when you've got 15,000 people calling out for entertainment, calling out for power punches. I know I'm gonna deliver, I know Jake's gonna deliver. So the people in the venue are gonna be in for a good treat and they're gonna go home and say, what an event that was.
We can bring the vote in, fellas.
Huh? You had taller shoes on it the last week. You're shorter today. You're shorter today, bro.
He's strong, bro. He's strong.
Miami Heat shrinking me.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Anthony Joshua exploded on Jake Paul at the recent Miami press conference, stripping away the showmanship.
I'm gonna break his face, I'm gonna break his body up, I'm gonna stomp all over him. That's my mentality, right? That's a fighter's mentality, and I know what's in my heart, I know what's in my mind, and I'm here to compete. I'm here to prove myself that I'm the better fighter, so I'm looking forward to it, and I'll do that until I finish fighting, no matter who it is.
Who are those opponents lined up for you in 2026?
My focus is on Jake Paul.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Is that true though? Do you have those two fights lined up already?
They're not signed, they're not sealed, but they're opportunities really. They're just opportunities in the game. But my main focus that's signed and sealed is Jake Paul, so that's all I've got in front of me.
Do you agree with the assessment that if this fight goes longer than the Ngannou fight, it's kind of a...
No, Jake's a completely different fighter to
Okay.
Ngannou. Ngannou and Jake are completely different animals, so I can't compare the two together. Ngannou never boxed before either, Jake's boxed before. They're just different. Ngannou's a lot more slower, but a lot bigger and more powerful. Jake's quicker. Jake boxes in a completely different style. Ngannou's more upright. He can does switches southpaw and orthodox. Jake doesn't really do that. They're completely different fighters, if I'm honest with you. So I'm not trying to compare. At the end of the day, it's just what happens at the end of the night. I'm not in there to try and knock.
Anthony Joshua lashed out at Jake Paul during the latest Miami media event, removing all hype and presenting their December fight as a true professional challenge.
I can fight free. If he starts getting touched up and losing rounds, I think the cookie will crumble.
Do you agree?
Whatever he said, we'll see if the cookie crumbles. I don't know what to say. I'm confident in myself. Like, I'm not focusing on him. I just know what I can do, and I can't wait to show it. I'm not gonna crumble. I'm solid.
He recognized Paul's bold attitude, but made it clear he is training for him like a real world-level opponent with a strict camp-strong basics and a clear plan to apply pressure, wear him down, and ultimately break him.
I like to challenge myself. I like to take on the biggest, the best. I said anyone, anytime, any place. I truly mean that. And I'm here to go out there and shock the world. I know what I'm capable of. I see him and what he's capable of. And we're gonna go to war and we'll see the best man that will win. But people say, oh, he's out of his mind, all of these things. I've gotten to where I'm at today because of delusional optimism. And so it's delusion until it's not, because look at where we're sitting today. No one ever thought that this would be possible, that we would be here when I first started boxing. And no one thinks I'm gonna win. So join the list and be ready to be shot.
The atmosphere tightened when Paul pushed his unrealistic confidence, claiming he would surprise everyone, while Joshua stayed calm and serious, saying he fully trusts himself and was even willing to put his own chain at stake. Joshua emphasized the serious tactical elements from heavyweight strength to complete focus and framed the fight as a clash between showmanship and top-level skill. His words combined respect for Paul's daring with a sharp warning that if Paul cannot endure constant pressure, the results will be physical damage, harm to his reputation, and impact felt throughout the sport.
I don't know nothing, but I don't know, but one person would do what Jake is doing. That's it. And I'm talking about the weight difference. For him being, well, like I said, 215 and Joshua being 250, I don't know that there was difference. I don't know no other person that have done that but me that a fight that. I fight guys 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds heavier than me. You know what I mean?
But if it's not scripted, then do you think it's dangerous?
It's dangerous no matter what.
As the heat from the Miami press conference fades, the focus moves to Deontay Wilder, who brings an even stronger note of caution. Wilder said the fight almost seems staged at times given the unusual size and skill difference, with Paul around 215 pounds facing a former world champion near 250. Still, he emphasized that whether it feels scripted or not, the risk is real the second a fighter steps into the ring, because boxing is always dangerous.
It's dangerous. And the one thing for sure my doctors have always told me, it's like the head, they say, Deontay, understand this. The head is not meant to be hit, you know? Because I always get, CAT scans and make sure the brain and stuff right and making my body right. And I always try to convince other fighters and stuff, go get MRIs, go get CAT scans, and go get all that, because your outside body may feel good. You may, I'm good, especially after a fight. The adrenaline rush is still on. You don't feel nothing right now. But after this over with, maybe a week, a month, 11, you probably are developing something that can end your career. You just can't see it right now. You can't see it. You maybe can't feel it, but it's developing. And that's why I say, because the doctors always told me, and I learned from the doctors, they say, Deontay, understand, your head is not meant to be hit. Your brain is not meant to...
Speaking from his own habit of getting MRIs and scans before every fight, Wilder explained that lasting injuries often appear slowly long after the excitement ends, and that the brain is not meant to absorb repeated blows. His comments made it clear that the Paul-Joshua fight is not just entertainment, but a serious contest with real safety risks and competitive stakes, highlighting the sport's responsibility in allowing such unusual matchups.
It's come so quick, the fight has. But AJ, by knockout, brutal knockout, Nakisa is making a big mistake putting Jake Paul in a fight like this, because he's gonna want to see him get hurt. I mean, these guys are going for the money, where really, he has a life after boxing as well. Let's hope he comes out the ring.
As Wilder's warning lingers, the discussion turns back to Amir Khan's view, which shares similar concerns, but adds a straightforward caution about the risks. Khan said the fight's sudden setup feels almost unreal, yet he believes Joshua winning by a decisive knockout is the most likely result. He argued that Nakisa Badarian is taking a needless risk by putting Paul in a fight where the physical danger far exceeds any reward, emphasizing that while the financial gain is obvious, Paul still has a life beyond boxing that must be safeguarded.
I do the same thing, because at the end of the day, you're fighting a YouTuber, and why not? I mean, getting paid millions and millions of pounds. And why is Jake doing? Jake's just doing it for probably the fan following. Maybe he wants to get the boxing audience. But look, who knows? I mean, anything can happen in boxing. One punch can change the fight, but I just don't think he has that one punch to change the fight. It does Jake.
Arian is taking a needless risk by putting Paul in a fight where the physical danger far exceeds any reward, emphasizing that while the financial gain is obvious, Paul still has a life beyond boxing that must be safeguarded. Interview said Joshua's goal is clear, a huge payday for a fight that favors him on paper, while Paul seems focused on gaining influence, attention, and connecting with the traditional boxing crowd. Khan added that although boxing is unpredictable and one punch can change everything, he doesn't think Paul has the power or skill to truly challenge a heavyweight like Joshua. He sees the fight as highlighting both the commercial draw of crossover matches and the ongoing debate over safety, fair competition, and how far the sport should bend to create spectacle.
To allow AJ to take this fight, I'll be there promoting AJ. I won't be pushing and promoting the show like normal, but you'll see me all week, and I'll be around AJ like I am every fight week. And we're taking this very seriously. It's not like we're not going into this week in Miami as a laugh. We're not saying, oh, it's Jake Paul, or this is going to be like, we're expecting a test, and we're expecting and preparing like we would if we were fighting a world-class heavyweight. I don't think you would expect anything less from AJ. He's not mucking around. He's not laughing and joking. You know, he's relaxed, but he knows he's fighting next week on a massive stage in a fight that's very important.
After Khan's warning about the risks Jake Paul faces, the focus moves to Eddie Hearn's perspective, which reinforces the same message from someone directly guiding Anthony Joshua's career. Hearn explained that although Matchroom is not promoting the Miami fight, he will be fully in AJ's corner, treating the bout with the same seriousness as any world-level fight. He emphasized that the team does not see Paul as a novelty opponent and is preparing with the same discipline, urgency, and tactical focus they would for a top heavyweight. Hearn acknowledged that Paul has pride, real skill, and has sparred with large, high-level fighters, but insisted that no amount of preparation can match the strength, power, and danger Joshua brings. In his view, Paul's only hope is avoiding a clean hit, because once Joshua lands fully, the result will be a decisive and potentially brutal knockout. He added that even a momentary lapse could change the fight instantly, given how quickly a heavyweight can end a contest. Hearn made it clear that AJ's team expects a ruthless performance, not a cautious or sentimental one.
We can't get up and the ref stop. That will be a massive result. You know, the biggest result for Jake Paul right now is that he gets away with it by not getting hit too flush, because the artillery will be heavy. The artillery won't be, and I've lost count of how many times I've said this. Do not worry about anybody holding back. Do not worry about us going, oh, it's Jake Paul, let's not take it to... No. We're going in there, locked and loaded with the heaviest fucking artillery in the heavyweight division that will be unleashed on...
He emphasized that the team does not see Paul as a novelty opponent and is preparing with the same discipline, urgency, and tactical focus they would for a top heavyweight. Hearn acknowledged that Paul has pride, real skill, and has sparred with large, high-level fighters, but insisted that no amount of preparation can match the strength, power, and danger Joshua brings. In his view, Paul's only hope is avoiding a clean hit, because once Joshua lands fully, the result will be a decisive and potentially brutal knockout. He added that even a momentary lapse could change the fight instantly, given how quickly a heavyweight can end a contest. Hearn made it clear that AJ's team expects a ruthless performance, not a cautious or sentimental one.
It will be unleashed, sharp, fast, and hard on his chin. So the best case scenario for him is that he gets, it don't land too clean. Because when it lands clean, he ain't getting up. And the fight's over, and he's getting knocked out bad. And there'll be a lot of people that will enjoy watching it. I'm giving him the respect to say, listen, you've got big balls. But he needs to get very lucky next weekend. Not lucky to win, not lucky to survive on points, lucky that the knock.
In the end, everything about this fight points to one clear truth. Jake Paul may have talked his way into the biggest moment of his boxing career, but Anthony Joshua is approaching it like a high-stakes mission with no room for mistakes. Share your thoughts in the comments. Is Jake Paul brave or overconfident? Is Joshua taking a risk or just cashing in on easy money? Let the discussion begin. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Boxing Headquarters. See you next time.